Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, social services say more Tasmanians will slip into poverty after what they've described as a cruel and meagre increase to JobSeeker. They're warning more families will turn to welfare, despite assurances the state's economy is on the rebound.
A blunt warning from the welfare sector.
The federal government's decision is just short-sighted and cruel.
With coronavirus supplements winding back, social services argue a permanent increase of $50 a fortnight to JobSeeker is meaningless and will push Tasmanians back into poverty.
What we heard from Tasmanians living on JobSeeker during the coronavirus was that for the very first time they were able to afford the basics.
Job seekers will need to apply for a minimum of 20 jobs from July, and a reporting line will be established for bosses to dob in applicants who aren't genuine. Those changes have shocked the Salvation Army.
We did not expect it to be as draconian or punitive as some of these measures are, or as low as the increase actually is.
We know here in Tassie that we have 17 job seekers to every one job.
Welfare groups say they'll be left to carry the burden. The state government is steering clear of the debate, instead focusing on increasing jobs.
And our plan is working in that regard. We've returned to pre-pandemic job levels.
Even if it is back to pre-pandemic levels of employment, you need to look behind that story and see where there are areas of underemployment or casualisation.
Don Cameron is among the businesses who have struggled to attract casual workers. He's adamant last year's COVID supplement is to blame.
Restaurateurs talk to me regularly about the difficulty of finding staff. It's been a real issue. People are just not applying for jobs.
Although he expects that to change soon. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
2 police matters now, and a 61-year-old man has been charged for allegedly possessing child abuse and bestiality material at his Hobart home. Search undertaken by a team of federal and state police officers yesterday uncovered a mobile phone allegedly containing the content. Police say items also seized from the man's car boot could indicate additional or future offending. He faced the Hobart Magistrates Court yesterday and was bailed to reappear next month. Tasmania Police has also charged a 17-year-old after he allegedly escaped the Ashley Youth Detention Centre. The youth was reported missing and a search began around 7 last night. Police say he was found hiding in the bushes nearby a short time later. The teenager has been charged with escape and attempted carjacking. An investigation into the incident is underway. From flamingo suits to women on stilts, just some of the reasons Tasmanians love the Launceston Cup. Organisers say the event was still a success, with fashions on the field moved to a different day and corporate events forced into outdoor marquees to comply with COVID restrictions.
Tasmanians frocked up for the annual Launceston Cup.
What more can you want? The sun's shining, beautiful women, and the guys. Oh, immaculate. It's about the fun and the connection of a local community that get together and we go bang.
Some were winners.
I won on I'm a Floozy.
I'm a Cup virgin, it's my first time here, and I've won $10.
Others won at the bar.
Drinking.
For some, it can be an exhausting day, but these ladies definitely had the prime view.
Being so tall, we get to see the best of everything.
There has been some major changes at the Cup because of coronavirus. Fashions on the field couldn't be seen. The competition took place on Sunday instead to help with social distancing. Erica Clark was crowned the winner with millinery fit for a queen.
You make all hats off a block, you shape them that way. The hat block was owned by a milliner in Paris who had shut down shop, but he used to make millinery for Grace Kelly, so it was really special.
The move to an earlier day could become a permanent fixture.
The people really enjoyed it being on the Sunday because they felt that they could come out on the race day, being the Ladbrokes Cup day, they could relax more.
Crowd numbers are down by about 1,000 people due to COVID, but the atmosphere hasn't changed. In another shake-up, all of the corporate events had to be switched to tents to comply with restrictions. And with today's hot weather, it made some a bit sweaty.
The chairman's lunch is in a marquee, not a nice air-conditioned room, but it very quickly remove jackets for the boys.
Though nerves from the races could also have been to blame. Elizabeth O'Neill, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian Sports Club has been rewarded for its hard work promoting positive physical and mental health awareness. Kingston Blues Netball Club winning the National Healthy Minds Award after implementing policies around alcohol management, tobacco use, mental health and safe transport. The club are also creating a support officer to assist any struggling players and parents. The A-League will return to Tasmania for the first time since 2013, with Western United set to host 2 matches at UTAS Stadium in this and next season. The club will also be running youth clinics in the week leading up to the game, while its associated women's feeder team will play against a Tasmanian side.
It's twofold for us. It's not only getting fans and giving them an experience, it's also providing opportunities for young, talented kids to have a pathway into our professional teams.
We're confident that our football community will get behind this, and we very much see it as the start of a pathway to Tasmania having their own team in the A-League and indeed the W League.
First match in Tasmania will be held on April 17, with the opponent yet to be announced. Tasmanian Labor Senator Katrina Billick has confirmed she is again battling a brain tumour. Senator Billick says the tumour does not pose a serious threat to her health at this stage, but she will be taking a short leave of absence for medical treatment. The 62-year-old is well known for her efforts to raise awareness and funds for brain cancer research. A record number of cyclists are gearing up to ride along Tasmania's east coast for a cause. The group taking part in an annual fundraiser for diabetes. The issue hitting very close to home for many participants.
Taking the wheels for a spin, all full of energy. But just 2 months ago, it was a different story.
One of the ambulance officers recognised that he was in an actual diabetic coma and raced him straight into the emergency ward, and they got him straight onto a drip, and his levels were obviously very, very high.
Zachary was then diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, a new challenge for his family.
It's just been quite an eye-opener as to what's actually involved in it. The constant monitoring, assessing foods, keeping an eye on his blood sugar levels.
His dad and grandfather showing their support, riding in this year's 16th annual Poly Pedal. The group of around 30 set to leave St Helens on Friday, cycling down the east coast to Richmond by Sunday, raising awareness and funds for the thousands of other Tasmanians living with the disease.
Remembering that we are a charity, and this ride is to support us financially so that we can in turn support those families that require the assistance that we need to provide.
Every day is different. Some days it just seems to roll through real easy, and some days you just seem to be forever fighting it.
That assistance said to be crucial due to the devastating impacts if left untreated.
So you might get heart or kidney or liver issues, you might have circulation issues in your lower limbs, and you may need to lose digits. Yes, it can be quite significant if it's not treated.
More than $60,000 has been raised so far. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
In one of the closest finishes in the Launceston Cup, Glass Warrior, ridden by jockey Ziggy Carr, won by nose, with Shaborn Renegade and White Hawk not far behind.
Down the outside, thrilling finish. Oh, wow! White Hawk and Glass Warrior. It's a Bolters Cup.
Well, what a finish. It was an upset win in the $250,000 race, with none of the favourites placing. In race 9, fan favourite Still a Star secured another win.
What a ripping comeback. Still a Star gets up to win. What a beauty. Still a Star beat
the Tasmanian trained horse is set to race in the upcoming All-Star Mile. Only 6 men's teams will compete in this year's Northwest Football League after East Devonport was forced into recess. The Swans, unable to find enough players for the upcoming season, now focusing efforts on the club's junior program.
For 120 years in a row, East Devonport have fielded a senior men's football side. But in 2021, that won't happen.
Oh, look, very flat. It's a difficult situation. Look, it was a difficult decision to make. The players that have stuck by us, we needed to give them the opportunity to, go and have a kick somewhere else.
They're one of Tasmania's historic clubs, launching the career of AFL great Darryl Baldock. But despite that, they just ran out of time to find the players for this year's campaign.
We have really good junior numbers, and we're now concentrating on bringing those kids through.
The health of grassroots Tasmanian football, a talking point as ever.
I don't think we'll be the last, because regional footy participation levels are down.
I think every club has their times when they struggle to find players. The recent recess that clubs have faced, shows that.
All leagues in Tasmania were impacted by the coronavirus in 2020, with altered competitions. The SFL says clubs have recovered well though. They've retained all 9 for the men, and the Women's League is even expanding to 16 teams this year.
It's fantastic. I think it shows the development opportunities and pathway that's opening up to young women that want to play at the highest level.
Premier Peter Gutwin has a meeting scheduled with AFL boss Gil McLachlan this Friday to discuss the league's tepid response to the Tasmanian Task Force report. He maintains that a professional side is a ticket to restoring the health of the game at grassroots levels.
Our base is decaying, and I've made the point very clearly to the AFL that we are at a crossroads.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania has lost its last remaining pre-season AFL fixture, with the league opting for all teams to play in their own state. Hawthorn was due to host North Melbourne at UTAS Stadium on March 6, but the match will now be played in Victoria instead. The league says the decision has been taken in order to minimise risk by avoiding travel. Hawks have released a statement saying they're disappointed, but the decision was out of their control. Tasmanian all-rounder Nicola Carey says she's focused on taking more responsibility for her batting at a domestic level this season. The 27-year-old had a disastrous run with a bat in the BBL, but has since turned her form around in the 50-over game. Her and teammate Belinda Vakariwa have both been rewarded with a place in Australia's limited overs series against New Zealand.
I kind of just want to, I suppose cement a spot in that team and do what I do with the ball, and hopefully that's good enough.
Every time I get the opportunity to go away with the girls, I'm always really thankful and shocked. So, it means a lot and I'm very excited.
The unbeaten Tigers will take on the New South Wales Breakers in the WNCL tomorrow at Launceston Arena.
Good evening everyone. 22 degrees in Hobart today, Launceston and Burnie 21 and 18 in Devonport. Across the state, Bushy Park the top with 23 degrees, St Helens and Friendly Beaches 21 and 19 on King Island and in Low Head. Cumulus cloud covered the west and far south of Tasmania today with high-level cloud to the west. Small amounts of cloud can also be seen across the rest of the state. Further out, the mainland is mostly cloud-free, apart from some patchy cloud about the east and the top end. And the mass of cloud seen over waters to the west of Tasmania is associated with a cold front and low. Tomorrow's chart shows a trough extending through the west, north and east of Australia, while a cold front lies near southwestern Tasmania. Northwesterly winds tomorrow 15 to 25 knots about the west and south, increasing to 30 knots about the north and east. And there is a gale warning current from Southeast Cape to Sandy Cape for northwesterly winds, and a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters, including Storm Bay and the Central Plateau and the Southwest Lakes. A road weather alert is also current for all districts except the west, due to slippery roads following a dry spell. Showers in the south tomorrow with Hobart reaching 20 degrees, 19 in Cygnet and New Norfolk. Clearing showers in Launceston reaching 19, 18 in Devonport and Campbelltown. Burnie and Smithton both 18 and showers tomorrow, Strawn a top of 17. And in the east, developing showers and 20 in St Helens and Swansea, and Fingal reaching 19. And the UV tomorrow is high 7s with sunset expected just after 8 p.m. Looking on to Friday now, showers about the west and south clearing in the evening. Fine with just light winds on Saturday. And on Sunday, fine apart from possible showers about the north and west. 32 in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide and Melbourne 23 and 29 degrees in Brisbane. And currently Hobart 18 and partly cloudy and 17 in Launceston and Devonport. And Kim, might be the day to bring out the brolly tomorrow.
It's been a while. Thanks very much, Chelsea. And that's all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us tonight. See you tomorrow.